The fourth circle of hell, known as the circle of Avarice and Prodigality, is the circle of hell where hoarders and wasters go to suffer. Avarice is the extreme greed for wealth or material gain, and prodigality is an instance of spending money or resources without care or restraint. The punishment for these sinners is to push heavy weights together, constantly crashing against each other. This is viewed as sin punishing opposite sin. When the two groups meet in the middle, they insult each other. Clergy, popes, and cardinals were placed in this circle because these figures were seen as corrupt during Dante's time. In this time period, this would be considered as an indirect strike at the church because it's Dante's way of saying the church is corrupt. The guardian of this circle is Plutus. He is the god of wealth, making him fit perfectly in this circle. Dante portrays Hades, the classic god of the underworld, as Plutus. Plutus is both beast and human. Dante describes him as a cursed wolf, which is a symbol of avarice. At first, Dante believes that he can recognize some of the faces found in the circle, but then Virgil shot down this idea because the people in the circle are filthy because their dirty filth has crusted over their identities. He feels no sympathy towards them. Dante alludes to Charybdis, a famous mythological whirlpool, when describing the sinner's movement of the rocks. Plutus causes lack wind when he falls on the ground, and he does this continuously, which mocks the movement of Charybdis. Dante also alludes to the myth of Sisyphus. Sisyphus was sent to hell for robbery and was forced to roll a large boulder up a hill, but every time he would get it up, it would fall back down again. This continues for eternity, like the souls carrying weights must continue their punishment for eternity. It's not as extreme, but in today's society, people will metaphorically push boulders against each other. For example, in the media, the press fight each other for stories and cause each other to get nowhere because it's almost as if they're pushing boulders against each other to make no process. In the vast majority of this canto, Dante includes many examples of imagery. The use of imagery gives you a perfect and distinct picture of the hellish things he or Virgil are describing. For example, in lines 8 through 9, Dante says, "Peace, you wolf of hell, choke back your vial and let its venom blister your own throat." Then, in lines 100 through 102, "And crossing over to the chasm's edge, we came to a spring that boiled and overflowed through a great crevice worn into the ledge." There are also examples of personification. Just as the surge of Charybdis hurls to sea, crashes and breaks upon its countersurge, so these shades dance and crash eternally, found in lines 22 through 24. This circle is only described in half of one canto, Canto 7. In this circle, Dante describes two raging mobs that are pushing boulders against each other. One mob is made up of the hoarders, and the other is of wasters. In life, they thought of nothing but money instead of God, and in death, they both punished each other simultaneously for their sin. As Good Friday comes to an end, Virgil explains the Dame Fortune, who is the Roman goddess of chance and luck. Virgil does this to explain that these people found here were so focused on money and gold in their past lives, but in this life, no amount of riches can save them. They later reach the inner circle and see the Marsh of the Styx, which is the fifth circle, and that is where the canto of the fourth circle comes to a close.